Declaration of Independence, am I calling for revolution? To which I will respond that this answer should be clear. You can ask then if this means that I'm calling for the overthrow of the United States government, to which I will respond that this question comes far, far, far too late. For the government was long since overthrown, and those who overthrew it are known as ExxonMobil, British Petroleum, Halliburton, Monsanto, ADM, Walmart, Massey Coal, Goldman Sachs, Citibank. They are the real governors, and the United States government is a wholly owned subsidiary, brought to you by McDonald's, Pfizer, and Lockheed Martin. So then you can ask, am I advocating the overthrow of corporations? Am I advocating the overthrow of the corporate state? To which I will say, hell yes. My first words to you this evening were to thank you for being here. But I want to be clear that my gratitude does not yet extend to all of you. And I wish now to speak to the exceptions. I have a different message for the police, which is not yet thank you, but instead this very simple message: join us. I've heard reports that the police in DC have been kinder and more helpful than the police in New York, but we have to admit that not beating or pepper spraying protesters is a pretty low standard. I suggest a much higher standard. Join us to take down the whole corporate state. I can think of many reasons you should join us. The first is that you have far more in common with us than you do with them. We share class interests. Neither of us are the rich. They steal from you like they steal from us. They poison you like they poison us. For all their pretty words, the elite hold you, like us, members of the working class, the poor, the middle class, in as much contempt as they do the others of the disposable, the others of the not rich, the others they use and throw away. Make no mistake, they will throw you away. Look at how they treat military veterans. And here's the point: they destroy your future like they destroy ours. The second reason you should join us is that it is the right and moral thing to do. A couple of years ago, I communicated with a policeman who wanted me to understand that it's the job of the police to protect people from sociopaths. I said, sure. And then I asked why it is they don't protect us from rich sociopaths. And my African-American friends asked why they so rarely protect African-Americans from racists and from functional racism. And my women friends ask why they so rarely protect women from misogyny. Only 6% of rapists spend even one night in jail. Oh, by the way, I want to stop my talk here for a second and actually make a tangible suggestion to the police, in addition to all this other stuff, which is I've heard from multiple women at this protest in DC that they are afraid to use the porta toilets at night because there are some strange men hanging around. So if there could be some protection either from within the group or from elsewhere for the women who want to use toilets at night, that would be a good thing. So back to my larger issues. Question for the police is, why don't you protect us from the sociopaths? Why, when there's a strike, do you protect the capitalists from the strikers? Why don't you protect the strikers from the capitalists? You use your batons on strikers. Why don't you use your batons to force the capitalists to come to terms? Why, when there's a meeting of global financiers, do you protect them from us? Why do you not do your job and protect us from them? Why have you not arrested Tony Hayward for murdering humans in the Gulf of Mexico? And for that matter, for murdering the Gulf of Mexico? Where were you when Massey Coal murdered miners? And where are you when Massey Coal murders entire mountains? Where are you when chemical companies kill so many people, so many children, that the entire region's called Cancer Alley? Where were you when democracy was stolen? Why aren't you doing your job? Of course, we can ask the same questions not just of police, but of ourselves. If you won't do your job to stop the sociopaths, then we're the ones who have to do this. And if you don't have the courage to help, at the very least have the common decency to get out of the way. Here's a couple of riddles, not very funny. Question: what do you get when you cross a long drug habit, a quick temper, and a gun? Answer: 2 life terms for murder, earliest release date 2026. Question: what do you get when you cross 2 nation states, a large corporation, 40 tons of poison, and at least 8,000 dead human beings? Answer: retirement with full pay and benefits. Warren Anderson, CEO of Union Carbide, Bhopal. Here's another one. What do you get what do you call someone who conspires to put poison in the subways of Tokyo? Answer: a terrorist who's put in prison for life. Question: what do you call someone who conspires to put poison in water supplies in the United States? Answer: Dick Cheney. An oil and gas man, a fracker, a capitalist. Or if the poison is cyanide, we call it a transnational gold mining corporation. Just to make sure we get it, what consequences does someone pay for murdering humans and non-humans in the Gulf of Mexico? Answer: $1 million a year severance package and millions of shares of British Petroleum stock. The guy shouldn't receive stocks, he should be put in them. And once again for the police, don't tell me that you're just following orders. That defense was disallowed at the Nuremberg trials, and you need to disallow it now. Think about that, and think about your legacy. Do you really want for your legacy to be that you are muscle for anti-democratic forces? When your grandchildren ask you which side you were on, do you really want to say you were on the side of protecting corporations against human beings? Once again, this question is aimed not only at the police, but at all of us. And we all know that corporations run the government. I ask people all over the country, does the government take better care of human beings or corporations? Nobody ever says humans, nobody. Most people laugh. It's a ridiculous question. Of course the government takes better care of corporations than it does human beings. So for all of us, whom are you serving? Whom are you protecting? That's why you should join us. What would happen if you were to join us to help us enforce cancer-free zones, oil spill-free zones, extinction-free zones, home foreclosure-free zones? Hell, why don't you enforce rape-free zones, hunger-free zones, economic and political democracy zones? And what if these zones were to extend all across the country? Here's a question for all of us, and not just the police. If we're going to have a government, and if we're going to have a government that's worth a good goddamn, whom should this government serve? Corporations or human beings? So let me hear you. Corporations or human beings? I can't really hear you. Say it loud enough that they can hear you inside the boardrooms and the back rooms where they cut their deals and make their laws. Wait, oh shoot! The reason I can't hear you is actually accidentally turned off the sound on my computer. Wait, so here, let me fix this one last time, loud as you can. Whom should government serve? Corporations or human beings? Okay, that's the sound of history being made. That's the sound of revolution, and that's the sound of a democracy being born. That sound is the third reason the police should join us, because they sure as hell want to be on the winning side. And here's the deepest truth. We're going to win. When the government becomes destructive of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. It is long past time we made full use of our rights. Thank you very much.
All I can say is thank you so much, Derrick. Thank you, thank you. And please, everybody, when I tell you that his latest book, Deep Green Resistance, has changed my life, I'm really serious. I cannot urge everybody enough to read his writings. Derrick has been on Democracy Now! Familiarize yourself with what he has to say. He's really, really an important writer and an important person in our country today. Thank you, Derrick.